I didn't think of it, so I gave a note.
See, kind of like awareness of judge.
Get some
I
kind
haven't
of
heard from him. Yes, he did. No.
little humid in there.
Well, they were working on the air conditioning because they thought it was too cold in here, and now it's
Shut
all the windows are going to be locked.
Oh, God.
It's a terrarium.
Beware of the wet floor. Things I get
Fabuloso smells great, doesn't it?
I kind of like the smell.
I do.
I do.
It's plain to have, so.
I think Joe's online also.
Yeah, it's top right.
All right. All right, good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out to tonight's council meeting. Meeting's called to order. Let's go to the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This meeting is now called to order. In line with the Borough of Seabright small city policy, open government, and in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, I wish to advise you that adequate notice of this regular scheduled meeting was sent to the Asbury Park Press and other local newspapers on January 10, 2023. In each instance, the date, time, and location of this meeting were provided in the notice. This meeting is open to the public. Roll call. Councilmember Bieber.
Here.
Booker. Here. Catalano. Here. Gorman.
Here.
Killer. And Lama.
Here.
And Mayor Poe's here. All right, first up, remarks from the audience. If there's anybody in person or anyone online that can be heard, just please state your name and address, and the floor is yours. Would anybody online like to be heard tonight? All right, so we will move on to the consent agenda. Would anybody like to make a motion to approve the items on this consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Council members Bieber.
Yes.
Booker.
Yes.
Catalano.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Killer.
Yes.
And Lama.
Yes.
All right, the consent agenda has been approved. We're moving on to our first ordinance. Ordinance number 7, 2023, and ordinance of the Borough of Seabright, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing in full Chapter 175, small cell wireless facilities of the Code of the Borough of Seabright, and establishing procedures and standards regarding the deployment of small wireless facilities in public rights of way in the Borough of Seabright. Would anybody like to open a public hearing on ordinance 7, 2023?
Second.
All right, Councilmembers Bieber.
Yes.
Booker.
Yes.
Catalano.
Yes.
Gorman.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
And Lama.
Yes.
All right, is there anybody in the public who would like to be heard regarding ordinance 7, 2023? I don't know if anybody from the public's online. 2 people. All right, seeing no one, hearing no one, anybody can make a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 7, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Councilmembers Bieber.
Yes.
Booker.
Yes.
Catalano.
Yes.
Gorman.
Yes.
Killer.
Yes.
And Lama.
Yes.
All right, let's close the public hearing. Can somebody please make a motion to adopt ordinance 7, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Councilmembers Bieber.
Yes.
Booker.
Yes.
Catalano.
Yes.
Gorman.
Yes.
Killer.
Yes.
And Lama.
Yes.
All right, we have successfully adopted ordinance 7, 2023. We're going to move on to capital ordinance number 9, 2023, Borough of Seabright, ordinance providing funding for preliminary design expenses for the bulkhead improvement project for the Borough of Seabright and appropriating $100,000 for such purpose, and it was discussed in the past. Would I make a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 9, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Councilmembers Bieber?
Yes.
Booker?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Gordon?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
And Lyon? All right, would anybody from the public like to be heard on ordinance number 9, 2023? All right, let's make a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 9, 2023.
So moved. Second.
All right, Councilmembers Bieber?
Yes.
Booker?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Gordon?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
And Lyon? Yes. All right, public hearing on ordinance 9, 2023 is closed. Can someone please make a motion to adopt ordinance 9, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Councilmembers Bieber?
Yes.
Booker?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Gordon?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
And Lyon? Yes. All right, we have adopted ordinance 9, 2023. Going on, moving forward to our capital ordinance number 10, 2023. An ordinance of the Borough of Seabright amending and supplementing chapter 161 of the Code of the Borough of Seabright regarding the requirement for inspection of lead-based cleaning in certain residential developments. Can somebody please make a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 10, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Councilmember Bieber?
Yes.
Booker?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Gordon?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
And Lyon?
Yes.
All right, would anybody from the public be heard on ordinance number 10, 2023? All right, can somebody please make a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 10, 2023?
So moved.
Second. All right, Councilmember Bieber?
Yes.
Booker?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Gorman?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
And Lyon?
Yes.
All right, close the public hearing on ordinance 10, 2023. Will somebody please make a motion to adopt ordinance 10, 2023?
So moved.
Second. Councilmembers Bieber?
Yes.
Booker?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Gorman?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
And Lyon?
Yes.
All right, so we have adopted ordinance 10, 2023. Moving on to bond ordinance 11, 2023. Bond ordinance providing appropriation of $1.1 million for the acquisition of an aerial truck for the fire department and by the Borough of Seabright in the County of Monmouth, New Jersey, and authorizing the issuance of $1,045,000 in bonds or notes of the borough for financing part of the appropriation. Can somebody please make a motion to introduce bond ordinance 11, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Councilmembers Bieber?
Yes.
Booker?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Gordon?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
And yes. All right, we have successfully introduced bond ordinance 11, 2023. We are on to new business. Under vouchers in the amount of $799,900.50. Can somebody please make a motion to approve this voucher list?
So moved.
Second. All right, Councilmember Bieber?
Yes.
Booker?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
Warman?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
And
Yes.
all right, we have approved the voucher list. Opposed? Nights like this, and we're doing a really good job as a council. Can everybody can know it, or nobody cares? Nobody just wanted. I think we're doing a good job, right there.
Good job.
All right, we'll move on to. So first of all, it's not going to be an executive session, so we're already on to mayor and council comments. If anyone would like to speak to anything regarding their committees.
Just mentioned on the purchase of the stretcher and the chest compressor, I checked with Diana. There's a little hold up in their office, nothing to do with us, but just they've changed their methodology on processing orders, etc. So it probably won't go in officially until the end of this year, which she'll call when it's done. It's, again, nothing to do with Seabright, it's just an incoming out of striker.
Sounds good.
Mayor, if I could, a couple things.
Sure.
Real quick, on behalf of the Administration Committee, just to focus on ordinance enforcement. We briefed the council and we agreed to put in effect this year an increased focus on ordinance enforcement, particularly around things on the beach and the public area. The police department and the beach department have been working diligently together to address things like smoking and alcohol on the beach and in public areas, also illegal parking, disorderly behavior. The chief has reported that prior workshops, the number of violations, summonses handed out is up significantly this year, which is a good sign. We're taking it seriously, that there are issues that we have to address. Last week, I think most of the council knows this, the Monmouth County Regional Health Commissioner was here and did a 1-hour pass on our beach, walking quite a distance, evaluating sort of the safety and health of the beach environment. And we were very pleased to get a very positive report back, but also very significantly indicated that during their 1-hour walk on the beach, they actually did not see anybody smoking on the beach. Now, we know that's a difficult thing to enforce because people can put it away when enforcement comes close by, but I appreciate what the chief and the beach leadership team are doing to try to address the request we gave them for increased enforcement. The other thing on ordinance enforcement, the Airbnb registration and oversight process is going very well. I've reported on this pretty much on a monthly basis, but things are moving along about exactly as we had hoped with regard to registrations. People are gravitating towards the 7-day minimum. I don't think everybody's doing it yet, but we're moving in a positive direction there. And we are expecting very shortly to be getting our first installments of municipal tax that we're entitled to through state collections. So that's it on enforcement. The second thing, I want to thank the council for the approval on resolution 122-2023. That's the one that provides the initial funding for bulkhead engineering, particularly in the downtown area. This allows the effort to start for preliminary design. Hopefully, this leads to potential grants, federal grants and others. By having the preliminary design work in place, it puts us in a position that we have well-documented approaches that should make it easier for us to get funds. There's no guarantees on that, obviously. There's a lot of competition for federal grants, but anything we can get to offset the cost would be great. I think the entire council, maybe several people in the audience, know that Senator Menendez and Congressman Colon were here last week for a press conference. We had a chance to talk to them about our applications for bulkhead grants. Had a chance to talk to the senator and also staffers, and hopefully, through further dialogue, we can get their support to provide some grant opportunities for us. I would say, it's incumbent on the residents in town that have bulkheads. Those grants are, if they do happen, they're going to take a while, and they're going to significantly increase the height of the bulkheads. But in the interim, residents have a responsibility to maintain their own bulkheads, and several of them are quite coarse. So we ask in the interim until further action is taken that the residents maintain their properties so that they don't endanger both their property as well as adjacent neighbors' properties. The last item, Mayor, is that we reported at one of the workshops that we were looking at doing some work on the pavilion at the Anchorage Park. Committee's been put together that's been working on that quite a bit. John and Heather are on that committee also. And we're looking to try to bring something back to the council for review and approval in the August timeframe to potentially start a competitive bidding process, put an order in place, and potentially have something starting in the fall of this year. So we'll keep you posted on what's happening with that. Thanks, Mayor. That's it.
Yes, sir. Anybody else?
I have just two things. Tomorrow we're going to do a walk through Public Works with Frank, look at the landscaping, see what needs attention, the irrigation system, what have you. So we'll get on that tomorrow. And New Jersey American Water, we're expecting them this week to come and look at the final destination for their valve to put water over on Main Street there. So they hope to expedite. There was a problem with the permit. If the wrong information, when they sent us the permit request, but she committed, she's moving that along pretty well right now.
Beach, we've been off to a slow, smoky start to the summer. It's not as strong as last year, but we are catching up. First 10 days in July, we had $6,650 per day. According to last year, we were at $5,700 per day, so we're ahead of our July numbers. John's going to have a comprehensive financial report at the end of this month. The Andy Reid swim had 150 swimmers with no issues this past weekend. So it was a nice event. As everyone said, we passed the Regional Health Commission inspection all along the beach, and that went well, so we're good there. And currently we have 101 junior lifeguards, and everyone's finish field training and medical training.
Makes sense. Yeah, as I said before, like, whether it's, each revenue and pay part, it's not for our effort. I think everybody who's involved with all of them, like we did, they've done a great job preparing. So we built it, they'll come, it's nice out. But it's been so much smooth otherwise. Anything else?
Yeah, I just have a couple of items. One is a month ago, we pushed out an optimized mobile website. So, so far we haven't had any issues. Chris and Michelle gathered up some updates that can be made. We've already done one pass through of updates, and Michelle may also do a couple of more, just kind of putting it out and editing it further. So we launched it, we let it go, no issues, and then we found some bugs and some unnecessary content, and we further cleaned it up. And that will just be an ongoing basis, so there's always going to be more opportunity to take the content down that's no longer serving anyone. Tomorrow morning we have a meeting about bringing the farmers market back to Seabright. So we're going to walk some spaces. Is that time work for you?
I will, John and Gina will be, and they know.
Okay, yeah.
Gina, they know everything.
Yeah. So we'll just have that as an open discussion to see if we can take it further and bring it back to the community. And then have the concert series kicking off next Thursday. So Music on the Beach, there are going to be 3 concerts throughout the summer. It's a joint effort between the library, cultural arts, and also the rec department. So it's a nice way of bringing kind of 2 groups together to bring music to the beach. And then we actually had a meeting last week with the Monmouth County Park System. And they came forward to inform us about a preservation program that's available. You're one of the first, I think, towns to kind of sit down and talk to them about that. So we just have an open discussion there. So I think there's more opportunity and more meetings to be had in the future. And it seems like it's a great opportunity. They're really just focused on preserving land in any of the communities in Monmouth County. Where they can have parks and open spaces, and that makes it we don't have much opportunity, but we'll look and we'll see what's around and have great discussions. I think there's a great opportunity there.
Yeah, I know a lot. I spoke to you, Joe, but I think it's great that we met with the county on that. It sounds like this would have legs to it, which is really encouraging. And I spoke to you also. I think it's a great idea to put in a formal committee and just
Yeah,
so we hit it up. And I don't think I'm too different, but I think it's a really good opportunity. And it's like a matching grant program, so the parks, they would cover 75%, and we would cover 25%. It's kind of similar to Blue Acres, where it's voluntary, of course. This isn't like there's no anything, it's just like, if we have a willing party in Seabright who's willing to sell the property, it's a good location, then we could possibly work with the county to make that happen. But I think that would be a really good opportunity for us. So,
it'd be great, and it would bring recreation and community opportunities to Seabright. So,
very cool.
let's pull in all levels.
So.
Next question, where will the concert actually
The concert's going to be right here.
Mm-hmm.
So all of them, we've got Belmont and Blues coming on July 27th, and I think it's August 8th is Guns for Hire, and then we'll have another concert later on in August with the group to be identified. But it should be fun.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I just wanted a couple of things. Recently, the Finance Committee had a meeting to talk about a number of things, but we're looking to do between finance and public safety administration. It all kind of links together to do a review of the town's vehicle fleet to make sure that we have a clear understanding of the age of our vehicles and the years of service and when they may need to roll off service. So we have a working document and an analysis to understand exactly what we have. Do we have what we need? Do we have vehicles that maybe could roll off or should roll off? And just doing an analysis of that and having a clear understanding of that. We believe that's a prudent thing to do. To have an analysis and be able to see, so we can see years in advance when we want to need to make some moves with respect to our vehicle assets. So I know Joe was putting together an inventory. I believe that is now done. The Finance Committee will meet review that, and then have thoughts and review and report out the next workshop.
Okay.
Let me say one thing. I'm working on the letter on bike safety. I just want to ask you if you're okay with the thought was we would ask volunteers at the fire and first aid if they would, as they have time during their tours here on duty, if they could deliver those to the various residents. The letter will not have names on it, won't have addresses, just be basically going to every house. So if that sounds okay to you, that they would do that, and give them an opportunity to say hello, I'm in the first aid squad, I'm in the fire department, and just use a letter from the mayor and council concerning bike safety.
You're not suggesting they go to house?
Yes. Yeah. Just if they can do that, they fit it in.
It takes a while.
That's a big ask.
Well, I think I checked with them and they said they'd work on that and that would be good. But my point would be that they introduce themselves to the residents, so they try and establish a little more of a contact between our volunteers.
Yeah, that's from the earlier, you said that you're buying from the departments to help out with that. I mean, it's voluntary, I guess.
Yeah, that's voluntary.
But you said they were interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, for instance, the condos, they should be able to do very easily. They go up there and walk around quick. But I'd like to get a little more contact between the volunteers who do such a great job, fire and first aid, and the residents. And then the subject matter is also important. And I know you're working on
The electric bikes.
electric bikes. And the letter isn't finished, so everybody get a chance to look at it before.
Yeah, sounds good. General.
I mean, just a question, Chris, we put out the annual information packet, right, goes to everybody, right, which would be another mechanism by which we could get information about bike safety out to everybody next year. I understand the point about, the nice thing about this you're indicating is personal contact between our EMS folks and the residents of town. But I mean, we have, what is it, 1,400 households, whatever it is? For them, over 700.
1,400 people.
Yeah, if it's 700 households, do we actually expect them to walk up to 700 houses?
Well, I think if they do it over several weeks, they should be able to do that. I mean, I've walked door to door.
It took you and I 9 weekends to do it.
Yeah, but we're not talking to those such. We'll see. If you have no objections, we can give it a try.
My only question is, like with the bikers, there's a lot of biking traffic that comes over the bridge.
Yeah.
And how do we get to them? Would you ever consider a white letter with the Rumson?
Well, I was thinking of approaching both Rumson and Highlands and say, this is what we're doing. If you would be interested in signing on to this or sending your own letter.
Yeah.
I'm particularly concerned about Rumson, as you probably know from these kids come over that bridge and with the construction equipment, et cetera, no helmets, and at night sometimes no lights, and it's really an accident waiting to happen.
Well, the scary thing I saw the other day was like a legitimate biker, you know, coming over the bridge, coming into Seabright. A driver was coming into Seabright and they swerved the biker, and there's nowhere to swerve anymore on the bridge.
No,
and they almost like took out the west side of the traffic. So it's
Yeah, you're right. If someone ride the sidewalk, and I understand that. If you on that road, you're right. There's a couple of spots there where you got about a foot.
yeah,
But maybe we will work with Rumson and see if they can
I think that
contact
makes
you.
sense. I think there's a lot of kids on bikes coming over the bridge.
No one's talking to the chief. It's difficult for the police to, grab a biker,
You know, Jack will do whatever it takes to help out.
Yeah.
So whatever we need to do, we'll take care of it.
Hey, Jack, just want to comment, I'm not trying to be difficult, but we do ask a lot of our police, fire, EMS. Before we commit them going door to door, I would just appreciate a representative coming to a meeting and saying that they actually want to volunteer to do that. I think it would be good for all of us to hear that.
Well, I did speak to the head of fire and the head of first aid, but I can ask them if they want to meet.
I mean, it's a big commitment. We ask a lot of them, and they're very busy, and they're volunteers. And it takes
Or she will pick you up or home for the next meeting.
I mean, I don't know if you gentlemen want to comment on it.
There's no.
I mean, I would have to throw it at my 18-year-old children and see how they feel about it. So, taking the distribution of the information out of it, there is good positive for the guys walking around town. Walking around town, the pre-plan different things, 100%. But again, I'm asking these 18-year-old children that are spending their weekends here for free, hey, I want you to go in the middle drive, go take a 2-mile walk, start banging on doors. I don't have a problem with that. I just don't know if I can convince them.
October, it's more cooler.
I don't want to cause a debate right now. I understand the concept.
I'm for the concept. I just don't know if I can sell it to, again, the children.
Well, maybe a potential compromise could be if we take a smaller, sample size, right? If we focus on the middle of town, the north and the south end, and as opposed to trying to get to every door, maybe a portion of each section of town that's a much lighter lift. Logistically, and that may be one way to kind of get a feel for each area. But we're not asking those not right? So that's a thought. So,
The chief, this is a discussion. I mean, the other things too, if you want to speak to, first aid also between your two, maybe poll the guys and see who's interested. If you have enough guys, you probably bang it out.
But yeah, we can figure it out.
But
Like I said, I understand the concept, there is positives to it.
Yeah.
It's trying to get an 18-year-old kid to do the ski.
You know your guys. I mean, and first aid, just do a little strong poll, see if there's not interest, I would recommend not doing it. And if
There's similar programs that are known in the service, such as smoke detectors. They conquer a neighborhood with smoke detectors and they hand out and install smoke detectors. That is the thing. So, the concept's there. Again, it's just trying to get these guys to buy into it. But I'll certainly take a swing. That's it.
Maybe follow up on Jeff's suggestion, maybe we'll go first round on a focus. Some of the town people, condos should be easy, it's all one complex.
I think also if we start with like the stencils and just spray painting it on the sidewalk, like walk or bike, start by pushing that information out from the safety standpoint and follow it up with introduction, so it's a multi-phase sort of communication.
Right, I'll work with that, I can also put up signage.
Okay, great.
But I've observed some very close calls, and especially at night, I can't believe that parents, their kids are 14, 15, 16-year-old at night, they're riding bikes, no helmet, no lights, no reflective clothing, and just asking them to get hit.
The other thing, I think Heather made a good point, that one of the greatest challenges we have with people going through our town, not necessarily people who live in our town. When you think about all of the almost professional bicyclists doing 35 miles an hour racing down Ocean Avenue, they represent a big risk to us.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And I don't know how we get them, but
I would say we all know the score.
Yep.
I think the chief knows the score. It's a busy town.
We'll look at something we can do as a whole. We'll figure out a plan. And if that's to go, if the ordinance we're going to start working on, probably do everything at once, get it all done. If we do it that way, probably would be the easiest way. I think it probably work for everybody, with Chad and myself and our ordinance. So it's something we can definitely look at down the road to get the information out there. Obviously, most of the bikers coming through town are not Seabright residents. They're coming from every direction. So we obviously can put a plan together to get the information out there. It won't be a problem at all, Jack. We'll work on something.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
Sure. Yeah, we've got this. Thank you.
And I talked to Anthony. So
We'll take care of that.
All right. Thanks again. Anyone else? So just an update on regionalization. I think most of you are probably aware of the latest phase we're in right now, because we're in pretty good shape to get towards our goal of eventual vote on this in the 3 towns with zoning islands. it was basically a joint six-party letter that was sent off petition to the state, Acting Commissioner of Education, basically saying that all 6 entities and 3 boards and the 3 towns are all in favor of bringing this to a vote, and also obviously with CSAR included as an optimal option. So that was encouraging. They are requesting right now that it still go on the general election, so it's a small window to do that. So we'll see. We all know it's been I'll spare you all details because it's delaying, but it's been a bumpy road to say the least. But as of right now, we're in decent shape, but it's still going to be bumpy going ahead. But that's where we're at right now. I'd say overall making progress, trucking along.
Mayor, what feedback has you gotten from the Commissioner's office? What did they actually say?
Well, I think it's overall it's all positive stuff that we've seen. There's certain things I don't speak to, and some, just because there's so many entities involved.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I'd say we're in decent shape. I think we have some of our friends, higher places already in contact with at the state level, which is good. So I think that's encouraging.
When's the cutoff for November?
I think I don't know the date. I think it's mid-August.
It's mid-August.
Yeah. So we have a window, and the state's aware of it.
And that's to get it on a November general election. You have special elections after that. We prefer not to do that.
No, that's,
The only thing is last year we participated in this too. August 31st is International Overdose Awareness Day. Especially with fentanyl and everything, it really is a nasty silent killer. It destroys a lot of people, destroys their families. So, we'll be on the next agenda. But we put out a little pink flower, purple flower last year in honor of that. It's basically an overdose awareness day. So I think we'll definitely participate again, but we just want to make everyone aware that it'll be on a future agenda, and the date will be August 31st.
We'll have a proclamation.
So great. Thanks. Let's see, I think aside from that, we have progress. So I know we're going to executive session, so with that being said, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Second. Councilmember Bieber?
Yes.
Booker?
Yes.
Kevon? Yes. Gorman?
Yes.
Taylor?
yes.
And